listening to the Pelicans Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Yeah, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, BigQ, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever.
Good effort overall, especially trying to do their best to kind of stay there in the fourth quarter.
I thought our group battled. We were, got down, but kept battling. We were right there, I think, one shot away from making it a 2-point game, late third, got into the fourth. They made some shots too, They'd not been shooting it this well. So, that's the way it goes. But I thought in general, we battled, we got after it. Probably the turnovers cost us a little bit too. I think 8 transition turnovers. So, right now, every stop for us is valuable, and we got to take care of the ball. We can't turn over a stop. We got to go get a shot on the other end. But in general, our group battled tonight, and we got to bring it again on Wednesday.
For just what you think of the job of the bench overall? I think every time they were coming in, they were making, cutting, chopping into that lead.
For sure, huge impact there. We did not get off to a good start again. They started big, so they presented some problems for us in the starting lineup. We made a few adjustments, went bigger. But the bench was great. They came back in, gave us great effort, turned the game for us, gave us a chance, and really proud of that group.
So speaking of the bench specifically, just the job Peeves doing on defensive end, it seems like.
Yeah, that's what he does, and he needs to. That's his calling card. No Herb, but even if Herb's back, to be that next guy up, I want to guard the best player, every single night. And I thought he did a great job on Durant tonight. Was aggressive, was physical, got a big stop there down the stretch. So, I think he's responded.
And then because of that big lineup, partially you see Jeremiah play 10 minutes in a game like this. What do you kind of say? Do you say anything to him about, look, this is just kind of how to win because of the lineups or anything like that to kind of make sure he keeps his head up?
He'll keep his head. We'll talk through it. And obviously, as a competitor, he wants to be out there and he wants to play. And their size just made it difficult for us, and so we had to go with a bigger lineup, we chose to go with a different lineup, and you just got to stay ready, next game and next play mentality.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Good, thanks.
All right, for all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Post Game Report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate y'all guys for being in on this episode of PPR the Pels. Fall yet again. Road Warriors continue 119-110 in the loss to Rockets. Pelicans now 10-35 on the season, 3-17 on the road. Of course, we mentioned this in the previous broadcast. I didn't give them an opportunity to win this game against the Rockets. I think a lot of people knew this was going to happen. So this is not really a surprise. The Pelicans losing this game, but some positives to talk about in the game, even though it gets troublesome and tiresome to keep going over the same stuff every night. For me and you guys, we just want competent basketball. We can't seem to get it consistently. Pelicans falling quarter, the second quarter was a quarter which we seen issues with. They had some issues with, but man, oh man. Last game it was Huff that really, who's averaging 8 points a contest and just went off on the Pelicans. This time it was Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith killed the Pelicans tonight. He hit 7 3-pointers on the Pelicans tonight. Kevin Durant was in cruise control mode tonight. You know, he didn't really much. Sengun did 20 plus, and we'll go over the individuals, but yeah, but Jabari Grill lit the Pelicans up. And I think Jabari Smith, I'm sorry. He lit the Pelicans up, and this is usually a player that averages what, like 15 a game or something like that. I think his average is significantly lower. Huff was like 8 or 9 points a contest. I think. Let me see what his average. His average is like 15 points a game. Yeah, 15 and 7. So Jabari usually averages 15 and 7 a contest. He got 32 on the Pelicans tonight, 7 3-pointers. He was on one tonight against the Pels, man, and kind of lit them up, shooting the ball. And then outside of that, it was just other things that I've seen before we hit the individual statistics. But his season high led the Rockets, 32 points. We talked about the 3-pointers. It was a challenge for us. Not to mention the second chance points was also a killer. They had 17 offensive rebounds. They generated 27 second chance points on the Pelicans tonight. And that was one of the problems with the Pels, the offensive struggles, where you had Steven Adams on the board. You had Sengun doing what he did. And it was just one of them situations where we're not a good offensive rebounding team. So if the Pelicans ain't hitting that initial shot, you're in trouble, because not all the time we'll see 3-point shooters take the jump shot and not get an opportunity to get a rebound for a stick back. We constantly see stuff like that occurring. So anyway, inconsistent defense. Pelicans couldn't sustain defensive consistency yet again, allowing the Rockets to overcome that early deficit and then go up and build a double-digit lead in the second half. So this is what I've been saying. The marker repeating itself is the fact the Pelicans can't sustain or play 4 minutes of basketball, 4 quarters rather, of basketball. Poor perimeter defense. New Orleans cut the deficit to 5 late in that third quarter. But then Houston made some shots from beyond the arc. They had a couple of back-to-back shots with Reed Shepard to keep and push the lead even further. Inability to contain players we talked about in the previous matchup, despite the focus being on Kevin Durant. They did have a temper and hold Kevin, I think, to 18 points. But other guys got loose as well. We kind of hold Kevin Durant down, but Jabari Smith Jr. kind of got off. The turnovers was another issue with the ball, inconsistency in the managing the ball, executing down the stretch. We've seen several turnovers by Zion down the stretch with him throwing to imaginary players, guys supposed to be somewhere they wasn't. I don't know what the case was, but he was imagining players where they weren't, as opposed to where they actually were. So I didn't know what's going on there. The Rockets did make adjustments defensively, to lock in in the first quarter. They applied pressure, forced the Pelicans into tough shots. Similar to what happened with Indiana in the game when Indiana defense started kicking in. Then the failure to capitalize on the momentum. The Pelicans had that 8-0 run early in the game, and then briefly you see it in the second quarter, but failed to keep that going throughout the game and pushing through. The 4-quarter deficit, the inability to into that final quarter, they were trailing by 16 and then couldn't make the push, any closer than what was it, 5 points at one time? And of course, ultimately, the road challenges persist for the Pelicans. They just continue to struggle on the road, and that is the problem. Like out of the very few wins we have, the 10 wins the Pelicans have, 3 of which are on the road. They are 3-17 on the road. And they just continue to just do their part. Anyway, shout out to y'all. Y'all hit that like button as we get going. Here's the stats in the team stats for tonight. The Pels, 44 of 88 for 50%. The Rockets were 45 of 90 for 50. Pelicans 10 of 26 from downtown for 38%. Rockets hit 13 of 36 for 36%. The Pelicans were 12 of 15 from the foul line, 80%. Rockets 16 of 22 for 73. Rebounds, almost 50 by the Rockets versus 39 by the Pelicans. 17 offensive rebounds there helped that go. The assist game, 27-22. Our way, Pels 10-9. Our way with the steals. Block game is our way as well. Turnovers, 14 turnovers, giving up 21 points versus 15 by the Rockets, giving up 14. Fast break game, Pels did win 17-13, and points in the paint. Just was not enough. in the game. Like I said, the defensive stops, needing to get the defensive stops when we needed to kind of push forward to gain momentum and capitalize when we make plays, or when we need to make plays rather, and play smarter offensively, but definitely defensively. The top scorer of the ball tonight was Trey Murphy, 21 in 35 minutes, 7 of 15 from the field. He was 3 of 8 from downtown, perfect from the foul line, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, and a steal for Trey. Zion had 20 in 30 minutes, 9 of 17 from the field, 2 of 3 from the foul line, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, a steal, and a block for Zion tonight. 15 from Derek Queen, 15 points in 27 minutes, 7 of 12 from the field. He was 1 of 3 from downtown, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 turnovers, and a steal by BigQ. 11 from Saddiq Bey in 29 minutes, 3 of 7 from the field. He hit a 3-pointer and was perfect from the foul line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a turnover for Saddiq. And Jeremiah Fears played only 10 minutes in the matchup, 2 points, 1 of 5 shooting, 0 from 2 from downtown. It just wasn't looking good. Off the bench, 13 from Jordan Poole in 25 minutes, 5 of 11 from the field, 2 of 5 from downtown, 1 of 3 from the foul line. 1 for 3. You can see 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a couple of turnovers. 10 from Yves Macy in 30 minutes. Yves got a lot of time. 5 of 8 from the field, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks from Yves. He was plus 22 in the matchup. Peavy got 22 minutes, 7 points, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, plus 17, doing a good job of guarding up against guys like Durant. Saddiq was doing his thing as well. And then he was plus 17, plus 8 for Carlo Mekovic in 18 minutes, 5 points, 3 rebounds from Carlo. He was perfect on the night, 2 for 2 from the field, and he hit a 3-pointer, 1 for 1. For him, Jordan Hawkins got some minutes. In 13 minutes, he had 6 points, 2 of 6. He hit a 3-pointer. How about that? 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 3 steals, plus 7 for Jordan Hawkins. So that's what we had tonight from the Pels. They go down by 19. If you look at the opposite side, we talk about Jabari Smith Jr., 32 points, 8 rebounds for him. He was 7 of 13 from downtown, plus 17 against the Pelicans. Sengun, 21 points in 33 minutes, had 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 steals for Sengun, plus 8. Amin Thompson, in 40 minutes, was doing his thing. 20 points for him on 2 of 4 shooting, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and a block, plus 21 for him. And Kevin Durant just in cruise control mode, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists for Kevin Durant, 36 minutes of action. And, of course, you can see Steven Adams played 27 minutes, had 5 points and 10 boards in the matchup, and he was doing what he was doing. Snatched 5 offensive boards for the Rockets tonight. And then, of course, off the bench, not much to talk about. Reed Shepherd in 18 minutes, 11 points, 3 of 7 from downtown for the Rockets, and they carried the day. They carried the day against the Pelicans, 119 to 110, and that would mean that there are 2 more games left as the season series between the two are tied at 1-1. Remember, the Pelicans got the best of this team back in December of the 18th, somewhere around there. They played them and they won that one. And, of course, you look at the next game we'll play. This team will be in March. Both remaining games are in March to finish out against the Rocket Club. So 1-1, we'll get an opportunity to twice to try to steal this thing and get on the plus side. All right, let's kind of transition over from this matchup, man, to the preview, right? Pels' next matchup in the Smoothie King Center on the 21st against the Detroit Pistons. That's right, the Detroit Piston team. The Pistons are 30. What is the Pistons record? It's 30-10. They're 13-6 on the road, and right now, out of the last 5 games, the Pacers are 4-1 with the lone loss in the last 5 to the Clippers, 98-92. But they've dealt with all the other teams, handled New York, Chicago, blasted them, had a close one with Phoenix, and blew out Indiana, a team we just lost to by almost double digits. The Pelicans are 1-4 over the last 5. The lone win against the Brooklyn Nets ball club, right? So the Pelicans right now are on a 2-game losing streak to the Detroit Pistons. If you didn't know, We're currently on a 2-game losing streak to this team. And you can see right here on the screen a lot of what's going on with them. They're just a good team right now. Trajan Langdon made some moves. He went up from New Orleans to Detroit and basically turned this team around in a couple of years. They were one of the NBA's dumpster fires. Now they're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Amazing what good managing can do with you when you don't have a wretched octopus trying to micromanage everything. But Detroit's doing really well. 117.6 a game. That's 10th in the NBA. 111.1 is where they're giving up. That's 4th in the NBA. They shoot 48% from downtown. From the field, rather. That's 6th in the NBA. You can see the three-pointers made. They make 11 a game. That's 26 still on the back end. They attempt almost 32, which is 27th. You can see the three-point percentage when they try is 35%, which is 19th in the game. Rebounders, they're a top 4 team in the game, 46 plus a matchup. They're a top 12 team in assisting, almost 27 a game. Turnovers is 16 they give up. That's almost the back of the league. And, of course, you look at the steals, a top 2 team in steals, and they number 1 in the NBA in blocking. The Pelicans, 115 what they score, which is 20th. They give up 122.3 points a game, which is 28th in the NBA. Shoot 46% from the field for 21st in the NBA. 48%, almost 47% is what they allow. The three-pointers made, Pelicans make 11 three-pointers almost a game. That's 29th. They shoot about almost 32 of them, which is 28th. You can see the percentage of how they hit them is at 34%. The free throw percentage, Pelicans at 78%, which is 16th in the game. The rebounding Pelicans is the 20th ranked team in the NBA with 43.4 a game. The assists is not moving around either. They're almost 25 a contest, which is 25th in the entire NBA. Turnovers, 15th ranked at 14.6. And the steals, 7th in the NBA in steals with almost 9 a contest and 4.4 on the blocks, which is 22nd NBA. The Pelicans are currently on a 2-game losing streak to the Detroit Pistons. They lost back in March of last year. They played the Pistons twice and lost one matchup. On March the 17th of 2025, they got handled and blew out in the Smoothie King Center, 127-81. And then about a week or so later, they went up to Detroit and got, and made it a closer game, but they still lost by 6, 136-130. So the Pelicans trying to get on the plus side. It's a very difficult matchup against this team, man. And as you could tell, Cade Cunningham is cutting up, man. Cade Cunningham putting on spectacular performances, doing a wonderful job with this team. And what can I tell you, man? The dude is playing excellent basketball. Kevin Durant is realized. So those two people are really tearing it up for the Pistons right now. And as you can see right here as we get to it, on the 21st, Herb Jones is supposed to return. I don't know what's going on with that. Jose Alvarado is supposed to return two days later. And as you can see, DeJounte Murray is still pushed back to February the 20th. So we'll see if Herb returns. We'll see what it does, man, and how it does. We don't know. But Herb Jones' ankle is a lot more complicated than we think. Jose Alvarado is supposed to return a couple of days later. We'll follow and see if that's the case. So anyway, as we move on, let's jump right into the individual statistics for the Detroit Pistons. Just to get familiar with it, you can see Cade Cunningham through 35 starts and 35-plus minutes a game, 26 points a contest for Cade Cunningham, 6 rebounds, and almost 10 assists per game is what he's doing. Just putting phenomenal numbers up. The big man underneath Kevin Durant in 28 minutes a game, 18 points and 11 rebounds with a block a game. He's really showing up big for them. And then, of course, you see all of the other players around him with big minutes and consistent roles. Tobias Harris is averaging 13 points, 5 rebounds in a helping role. Duncan Robinson, the former Miami Heat player, is one of their shooters. He is 12 points a game. And you can say Ausar Thompson. So we play one Thompson. We'll get to play the other one in back-to-back contests. And he's averaging about 11 points, 6 rebounds, and he just does a little bit of everything. So we'll see how this moves and shakes for this team. Jaden Ivey also is in the game, man. We'll know how this will go. But at the end of the day, it is what it is for this matchup right here. As you can see, the starters right here for the team: Cade Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Ausar Thompson, Tobias Harris, and Kevin Durant. Off the bench, Jaden Ivey will be there for the team as well. He's another guy. He's scoring about 8.5 points a contest. Karis LeVert is there. Javonte Green, y'all remember him? Isaiah Stewart, the tough rebounder. This team has balance, man. They're well coached. They have balance. They're 30 wins on the season currently. So this is an interesting matchup. How in the hell do the Pelicans come up with a win against this team? Well, anyway, let's delve into it, right? Keys to victory for the Pelicans up against the Pistons. How does it happen? Well, this is going to be interesting, but let's talk about it. They got to dominate the boards, right? Just like Houston, Detroit could be strong on the glass. Pelicans have to improve that overall defensive rebounded, limit the Pistons' second chance problems. The issues that they gave. We've seen some of that happen tonight against the Rockets. They're going to have to stop that from going on. They got to maintain defensive intensity. The Pelicans must emulate the defensive energy that led to a comeback in the previous win as well. They got to maintain consistent communication and physicality from start to finish. Come on. That's the bottom line. We talk about that all the time. Pelicans have to do a better job of communicating. The defense is so dumb. I don't understand what they do. I don't understand why they don't put pressure on them as soon as they cross the line. I don't know why they just allow them. And I've seen plays when Trey Murphy just back up and allow the fucking guy to get to the 3-point line and take a shot without switching properly. I just don't understand what they're doing. I mean, the switching thing needs to be eliminated. Stop doing the switching because they're not good at it. Let's just cut that out. Cut that part of the game completely out. Cut it out, man. I mean, please. You guys stink at the switching. They're dumb switching, and they always seem to not get it right. Let's just cut out the switching. They've been trying to learn how to switch for the last 4 years. It's not working. It never worked under Willie Green. It's not working under Borrego. Stop the switching. Do man-to-man and zone and handle your side of the court. Follow your man over screens. Let's go back to basics. Stop the switching. They can't do it. Capitalize on the home court advantage, which the Pelicans, majority of the games the Pelicans have is wins at home. They only, out of all of the little wins that they got, 7 of them is at home, 3 on the road. If you're gonna make a stand to do anything, do it at home. Stop making all these silly mistakes. I just don't get it, man. Capitalize at home. They got to be better in offensive execution. They need to be more efficient with the ball movement. They don't move the ball enough. The ball still sticks. It's still sticking. It's still stagnation I see offensively, especially in the fourth quarter. You got to move the ball. You got to move the ball like AD says, energy in the ball. You got to move the ball. And these guys here, man, I'm telling you, man, it's too much stagnation. You got to limit the turnovers, protect the ball, respect the ball. Like I talked about Zion in this matchup, throwing to invisible players that was supposed to be places there wasn't. The communication's still not there. Contain the perimeter shooting. You got to watch out for those guys. They'll light you up on that for Detroit. And every game we always seem to get one guy. The last 2 games, one guy was Huff with 29. Tonight it was Jabari Smith Jr. He lit the Pelican up for 30-something odd points. So he hit 7 3-pointers. We have to do a better job of guarding in the perimeter shooting of these ops, So Zion is playing better. He is playing better in offense, but it's not translating into wins. We're not doing enough when Zion and Trey are actually meeting their averages. We need, as a team, they need to do better. They need to do better with that. Zion Williamson and Trey are meeting the average. We need help from these other guys. You're getting paid. Step up and have some pride about yourselves. Force tough shots. The defense needs to be disciplined. They need to force the Pistons to take tough shots, angles, late shot attempts rather than easy drives to the paint where we traditionally see the Pelicans do. Habitually and traditionally easy layups at the line, like a layup line at the cup. No forcing no tough shots consistently. Right. And of course, they've been doing a better job over time from the free throw line. We need them to ratchet up that bit. We need to go up. We need to get every free shot that we possibly can. And then, of course, and this is a major point of emphasis, that the bench needs to produce. The bench needs to produce. They need to produce points. The bench needs to score points. That's Jordan Poole, that's Jordan Hawkins, that's whoever you putting in there. These guys have to put up points. It can't be enough to leave it on Zion and Trey and Sadiq, but the bench guys have to be able to score to ease the burden of the 5 starters. And that's all I got. Now, will that translate, and will the Pelicans do all that to win, man, against this Detroit Piston team that got it going on? Probably not. I'm not going to pick them to win the contest tonight against Detroit coming up. It's not because I don't have faith in them. It's because I don't see them fixing these things. They keep doing the same thing wrong that's leading to them losing these games. They're still not playing 4 quarters of basketball. They're still turning the ball over. They're still not defending the perimeter properly. They're still doing switching, which they are not good at. I don't understand why they keep doing stuff like this. They need to stop doing that and just go man to man or go to zone. Or if you got to chase your man around the court, just go ahead and do it. They're not good at switching off. They always seem to switch into a lineup. They always overpack one side of the floor, and they got a guy on the other side with a wide open, easy shot, and somebody running at him with his hand up. And they're 2 feet away from he gets the shot up in their face. So, like I said, these guys is just, I don't know what Borrego doing. Every day he says they're fighting. Man, they're fighting. You fighting and you're losing. It's one thing to lose, but you got to learn and lose. That's the whole point. I'm gonna put out a shirt. I'm gonna call it. You win and learn. That's what I'm gonna call it. Win and learn. Win and learn, or maybe win or learn. But some kind of way, if you're gonna whether you win or lose, you have to learn. If you win, you're learning how to win. If you lose, you're learning how to lose. So some kind of way, we got to get a positive out of the learning process and losses. These 35 losses got to equate to something. I mean, it's not working on defense. They still don't know how to switch. Their communication still is bad. They still got guys that's not giving a full effort and playing defense. We still a half-ass team. The lineups are still up and down. So, like I said, it's a lot of stuff that these guys got to do, but I don't trust them well enough to say I got the Pelicans against the Pistons, a 30-win team in the Eastern Conference. I'm not going to do that. So the Pelicans, man, we'll see what's going on, man, on the other side. Will they play with some heart, wake up and knock off the Pistons and get a major upset in the Smoothie King Center that can start kind of sparking some wins down the line? Because if they want to play for the plan, is what I'm hearing, that they have their intentions, like they know their match, they have to be able to focus on at least the plan. That's all they can play for. They ain't got a draft pick. So ain't no future there. So all they can do with all the money that they spending is try to fight for a playing spot. But at the same time, you got to win or lose. But nonetheless, you win and learn. Just like you lose and learn, win and learn, lose and learn how to win. It's got to count for something. Anyway, man, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Listen, y'all feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. BigQ representing the PPR network. Much love to you guys in here. And listen, man, I don't know what they're going to do. All I can tell you is at the end of the damn day, the Pelicans stink. They continue to stink. They don't have no pride about themselves. They're not learning how to play no defense. They're a up and down team, and we've been through 45 games, and I have not seen enough for them to be serious about nothing that they're doing. None of this make any sense to me. When the trade market comes about, and we're going to see how they turn it around, but you can trade that many players you want. If you don't have a coach that knows how to use these guys or inspire these guys to win, you're really wasting your time. And like I said, all this philosophy and culture, we still got losing in the building and people that need to go. We need to empty this building. I'm talking about of coaches, for real. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one. Much love. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell him that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican, ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat. I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumping where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, BigQ, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never. Say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a pelican forever. Pelican.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com, your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below.